If you've spent any time online this year, you've probably seen the exact same promise repeated 1,000 times. Quit your job, work from your laptop, and make 6 figures by next spring. It's a wall of noise. But underneath that noise, there are real methods people are using right now. The catch is that you have to accept a specific set of trade-offs. You simply cannot have an income stream that is simultaneously fast, effortless, and massive. This diagram shows the promise most people are chasing. We want something that pays immediately, requires 0 hard skills, and scales to thousands of dollars a month. But when you only look for this exact intersection, you end up ignoring the genuine paths that are right in front of you. The problem is, that flashing center is a marketing myth. It simply isn't real. Building a working, reliable online income starts the moment you stop looking for magic. You have to look at the options that are actually working today and choose the specific trade-offs you are willing to make. When people try to build a secondary income and fail, they almost always blame the method. But failure rarely happens because someone accidentally picked a dead side hustle or fell for a scam. The legitimate methods, like reselling, freelancing, and content creation, actually work. The real killer of progress is method hopping. It's giving a strategy 3 weeks, hitting the first roadblock, and abandoning it for a brand new tutorial. To survive that initial friction, the method you choose has to align with your current life constraints. Your available free time and your actual cash runway matter much more than what happens to be trending. To map this out, we can divide every legitimate online job into 3 distinct tiers: task-based, skill-based, and asset-based. Understanding these categories is how you align your effort with reality and stop yourself from quitting when things get hard. This comparison matrix shows how the 3 tiers stack up. We'll start with the first row, Tier 1, or task-based methods. This covers platforms like Prolific and Cloud Research, or physical reselling on eBay and Vinted. The input here is straightforward. You are doing casual, low-effort digital labor like labeling data or taking surveys, or you're going through your closet to photograph and list old items. The primary advantage of this tier is speed. If you need cash in your account, this is the route to take. You can see your first dollar within 48 hours of starting. For casual use, a realistic expectation sits somewhere between $50 and $500 a month. But that speed comes with a strict trade-off. Because the labor is manual and doesn't compound over time, this tier has a rigid earning ceiling. Ultimately, task-based work is a short-term survival mechanism. It is excellent for immediate cash flow, but it is not a path to long-term wealth. Moving down the matrix, we hit the second row, Tier 2, which covers skill and service-based methods. This includes online tutoring, freelancing, and specialized software consulting. Here, the input requires leveraging an existing proficiency, like graphic design, a second language, or even copywriting, and actively pitching those services directly to clients. Newer categories like user-generated content for brands and podcast clipping also fit into this tier. You are providing a specific digital service to established creators or companies. Because you are providing a direct skill, client acquisition happens in a matter of weeks, and the pay is much better. Hourly rates here frequently sit between $15 and $60, often scaling higher for niche consulting. The main drawback with Tier 2 is that you are still strictly trading your personal time for money. The last row on our matrix, Tier 3, or asset-based methods. This is where digital products, YouTube channels, and focused online courses live. The input for this tier is heavy. You need to spend 6 to 12 months building hyper-specific products or creating high-value content for a targeted audience. The reality of this build phase is that you are doing all of this upfront labor, usually for 0 immediate financial return, but the outcome is a highly scalable income. You build a template or a video once, and it can sell or earn ad revenue asynchronously over and over. This brings us to the major trade-off. This tier has the highest failure rate, simply because most beginners lack the patience required to endure the delayed gratification. Asset-based methods offer the only true path to detaching your time from your income. But you should only attempt them if your current job provides the financial runway to wait out the months it takes to get traction. If you are serious about making this work, you have to permanently stop trying to execute all 10 methods at the same time. The math is simple. Earning $0 across 10 fragmented attempts is far worse than earning $200 consistently from one focused effort. To figure out exactly which one of these you should focus on, we are going to use a simple decision framework. This flowchart asks one initial question: do you need cash in the next 30 days? If the answer is yes, and you need immediate cash to pay imminent bills, bypass all asset building entirely. Go straight to Tier 1. Set up a Task Platform account or start photographing items to flip on Marketplace. If cash isn't an immediate emergency, look at the other branch. You now have to honestly evaluate your long-term financial runway. Do you have 6 or more months of stability? If you are working a stable 9-to-5, but you don't have the extensive free time required for a long-term build, your answer here is no. Package your existing skills into Tier 2. Pitch yourself as a freelancer or a consultant to safely increase your monthly income. If your bills are paid, you have the runway, and your ultimate goal is uncapped asynchronous growth, your answer is yes. Commit entirely to Tier 3. Start building your digital product or content library and ignore your short-term analytics. Whatever box you just landed on, that is your directive. Pick the single method from that tier that matches the skills you already have. Actual online income is built by picking one matched method and giving it the runway it needs to actually work. Most people don't fail because they pick the wrong path. They fail because they switch to a new one every 3 weeks. If you commit to one and tune out the noise, you finally give yourself a chance to see a result.